What's up, guys? How are you? Happy Wednesday. Welcome in to another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt. To follow me across all social, this podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. The semi-annual sale going on right now. You guys can get the promo code JUICE in the search bar. That'll take $30 off your entire offer, your entire order at OmahaSteaks.com. Go check them out right now. All right, no thanks to the Pittsburgh Penguins, man. They blew the night. We could have had a good night. Golden Knights, 2-0 in that game. That was great. The gift, cash it. Under, cash it. The football game. We're now 32-14, right, in college football? Got that right. Another win, now 15-plus units up in college football. We just keep on stacking and stacking. It's great. Pittsburgh, what the hell was that? You lost the game outright. Puck line, 1 unit down, but then the parlay, the Bruins and the Pens parlay goes down. Jeez, that was bad. So 2.15 units down there, 3 units won back on the other side, 3-1 on, I guess you could, depends on where you're putting, I guess, the day, right? 3-1 on Tuesday, but we start the day 0-1 or 3-2. We'll just call it a 3-2 night on Tuesday. So we win 0.85 units. So not great, but we basically made up what we lost on Monday when we lost 1.09. So we're a little like a, fraction down here going into a Wednesday, but not bad. Okay, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get a podcast here in the morning. Got 3 bets for you guys. I'm going to give you a really early podcast coming up for Thursday. You're going to get it in your inbox probably like middle of the day. Why? I'm headed to go see U2 at the Sphere tonight. Now, I don't know if you like U2. I don't know if you hate U2. I totally see both sides of people who can't stand it, but Achtung Baby is the album that they're playing, and that is maybe the most influential album of my life. And so I'm 46, in case you guys don't know. And going to high school in the mid-90s, when this album came out, it was unbelievable. Not to go all music on you guys, but when Brian Eno convinced The Edge and Bono to completely change their sound from a political rock band to an electronic-based album that literally you can listen to today, and it could be on the radio today, 30 years later. It could be on the radio. Just how forward-thinking they were and just how incredible the album became and is. It stands the test of time. On top of the fact that the Sphere on the outside is flipping amazing. I can't wait to see on the inside. Been going to concerts since I was 15 years old, and I skipped school to go see Cracker at the Avalon in Boston by myself. That's what started my musical career. I've been wearing this shirt all day. It's John Annick's One More Sleep t-shirt, because one more sleep, and I get to go see U2. My 40th birthday, I spent at Foxborough at Gillette Stadium watching U2 perform the entire Joshua Tree album. I'm going to spend the night, my 46th night, or birthday, kinda, at an incredible music venue watching U2. So that's why you're going to get a podcast really early, because there is no way in hell I'm going to be in the right state of mind to record a podcast when I get home at like 2 o'clock in the morning from seeing U2 at the Sphere. So I'll give you a full breakdown on my socials. You'll see a lot of it at Sports Talk Matt. If you care about such a thing, I'll have a lot of it out there, okay? Got 2 hockey bets. I've got 1 baseball bet for us going here today on a Wednesday. I'm not touching the college football. I don't like any of the games. There's nothing there that I like. We'll get back with college football on Thursday and on Friday. But for today, 2 hockey, 1 baseball to give you. But first and foremost, let's tell you about our friends at Fanimal. If you guys have not tried these guys out yet, check them out. We all know the hidden fees suck. Customer service can be awful, but coordinating with friends, I'm doing it for you too here. It can be difficult, okay? Fanimal's got tickets to everything, concerts, festivals, hockey games, football games, basketball games, no fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Now, they've got this patented group purchasing system that makes it really easy to split up payments with your friends, so no one's left holding the bag. You don't commit until your friends do. Pick the seats, pick how many tickets you're paying for yourself, and then send the link to your friends. When they join the group, everybody gets charged separately, and your tickets are then secured. Fanimal has amazing customer service. Check out their hundreds of 5-star reviews. Next time you need tickets, go to Fanimal.com or download the Fanimal app and use the code FanimalJuice for $20 off your first purchase. Check out Fanimal and experience more. $20 off your first purchase with the code FanimalJuice. Okay, I'm going to give you here at the top something that I am going to play, but I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to have it be official because it's way too early in the year to do this. But the gift hit, you guys love these things, okay? Vancouver and Edmonton. I mean, the numbers are dumb, okay? These are all last year's numbers, okay? But you want to talk about goals in the first 10 minutes. The books are putting this at minus 180. It's ridiculous. But Vancouver plays Edmonton. Both these teams, 56 times out of 82 games last year, goal in the first 10 minutes. That's a 68.2 percentile for both teams. And they're playing against each other here tonight. The total is 6.5. Some books have already gone to 7, by the way. But if you want to take that and put that into a parlay, I don't hate it, okay? You can take it with Winnipeg and Calgary if you want. And that's minus 135. They went 2-1 last year when they faced off against each other. Edmonton and Vancouver, 3-0 to a gift when they played against each other. You can put it together for a plus 173 parlay. Calgary was 63.4% last year for a goal in the first 10 minutes. Winnipeg was the outlier here. Winnipeg, 44 out of 82 games. That's a 53.6%, which is not horrible, but it's one of the lowest in the NHL. But they were 7-3 at the end of the year last year. Okay? Just saying, if you want to do that, I'm not putting it officially, but if you want to drop that a quarter unit, half a unit, whatever the hell you want it, if you like, it's an over first period or a gift bet. Okay? Either or. The better bet very well might be the Vancouver and Edmonton over the first period bet. Vancouver was the number 1 team in the NHL last year, going over in the first period, 73.1% of the time, over in the first period. Edmonton was top 10. They went over 59.7% of the time. And again, it was 3-0 last year as well for that. You can take that. Jets in Calgary, you can jump in with them as well. They were 2-1 to a first period over when they played each other last year. But again, Winnipeg was one of the worst teams, only 36 times out of 82 games, 43.9% of the time. They went over, but Calgary was one of the best, 62.2%, 51 out of 82 games last year. Calgary was over in the first period. So the Jets are kind of the fly in the ointment here that could get in the way a little bit, but I know you guys like it, so I'm just giving you plays and things to think about. Goal in the first 10 minutes for Vancouver, Edmonton. Over 1.5 goals in the first period for Vancouver and Edmonton. You can parlay that with the Jets in Calgary for a gift and or over 1.5 goals in the first period if you want to jump in. Plus 173 on the over in the first period. I think it's plus 200 on the gift parlay for Vancouver, Edmonton, parlayed with the Jets in Calgary. So just something to think about. I was gonna pair it up with the Bruins under 1.5 goals with Calgary with Pittsburgh. They're starting the kid tonight in net for Calgary for Chicago. Excuse me, for Boston, Chicago. But because it's the kid's first start, I don't trust it. So I don't really trust that. So that's why. But Boston, only 48.7% of the time they went over. Boston 1-0 after 1 was a thing last year. So I definitely think that's a possibility as well. But I don't trust the kid. So that's the other one I was looking at. A first period over Vancouver, Edmonton. First period under for Boston and Chicago. Another option. Okay. Those are the personal bets and the fun if you want to get involved with a bunch of stuff with hockey. Here are the official plays. Edmonton, Vancouver, over 6.5 goals, minus 135. Most books have gone to 7. A lot of books here, not most, but half the books are at 7. Other books are at 6.5. I'm going to lay the juice at minus 135. Why? Well, you take a look at the way these teams have played. Edmonton was the number 1 team last year to the over in hockey. 55, 31, and 8 to the over, number 1. Edmonton on the road, 30, 16, and 1. Again, number 1 in hockey. These two teams played 3 times last year, 2-1 to the over, 6.5 last year. Vancouver was 20, 19, and 2. at home to the over. It's early in the year. I don't care. Edmonton, I like a lot. They're all offense. Draisaitl, go ahead and hammer him to score a goal tonight, to record a point tonight. Him and McDavid are unbelievable. They're so fun to watch. Over 6.5, minus 135, 1.35 units on Edmonton and Vancouver. Bet number 2, speaking of Winnipeg in Calgary, 6.5. Under is minus 125. We're going to lay the 1.25 units down on 6.5. 3-0 to the under at 6.5. These two teams, when they played, Winnipeg 27, 13-4 to the under on the road. One of the best under teams in hockey on the road this year. Why? Connor Hellebuck, who is supposed to start in net tonight, and if he doesn't, I'll be stunned. But he's supposed to start in net. Logan Thompson's the backup. He's a really good backup, former Vegas Golden Knight, but I'm taking Hellebuck on the road. Calgary with Markstrom in net. Calgary was 21-19-1 to the under at home this year. But like I mentioned, these teams played 3 times last year. Yes, it's going off of last year's numbers, but generally I think it can be translated just given the style of play and given the goaltending. Hellebuck was unbelievable all last year. Could have won, you could talk about him MVP conversation coming in, Vezina conversation coming in with Hellebuck for Winnipeg. I bet he's good again here tonight. Under 6.5, minus 125, 1.25 units down on that. And I've been waiting to bet this because the Dodgers, I thought, would play more road games than what they're going to. But this is the first playoff road game for the Dodgers, and it could very well be the end of the Dodgers season. So why not? It's made us a lot of money here this year. Why not come in and bet it again? 9.5. Dodgers on the road at the Diamondbacks. Fought going up against Lance Lynn. Who the heck knows what Lance Lynn's going to look like here? Kershaw gave up 6 runs in the first inning. Diamondbacks are red hot. Their bats are scorching. Fought going. I have no idea what to make of him because the Dodgers have to hammer to stay alive, and you expect their offense to do something tonight, but it did nothing in game 1, did nothing in game 2. But the Dodgers, after a loss this year in the regular season, 37-22-4 to the over after a loss. And on the road, the Dodgers were 50-27-4 on the road this year. The number 1 road team to the over this year. Just going to follow the trends here. They got to score to stay alive. Let's get a 6-4 win here for the Dodgers. 9.5 over 9.5 Dodgers and the Diamondbacks at minus 110, 1.1 units down. All right. Give you a bunch of personal plays, but the official plays. Over 6.5, Vancouver, Edmonton, minus 135. Winnipeg, Calgary, under 6.5, minus 125. Dodgers, over 9.5 at minus 110, up against the Diamondbacks. Like I mentioned, you're going to get another pod from me for Thursday pretty early, just simply because of what's happening here with me being very busy with G2E and then going to U2. G2E is the Global Gaming Expo that's taken on here in Vegas. It's a very big deal. I got the whole day. I'm going to be down there on the Strip for the entire day and then at the Sphere tomorrow night. And it's going to be a very busy day. So won't be able to get back here to tape the podcast. So you'll get it right after I do my other show, The Bostonian versus the Book. You'll get a podcast dropping somewhere around, 11 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. for Thursday here for the Daily Juice. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt every single morning. The Daily Juice podcast was being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.